Hi everyone, it's Jay here, and these are the manga and manhwa releases for the second half of May. We're going to start with the Kodansha releases, and we have Bloodblade Volume 2. In this action manga series, Count Dracula is reborn as a katana-wielding young vampiress. In this one, Count Vlad soon stumbles across none other than the Justiciar, the man who had him executed in the distant past. But when he talks, not everything he says may be true. Then we have Volume 10 of Go Go Loser Ranger. The Rangers are struggling to deal with the elusive kaiju, and the citizens' mistrust is growing. Support for the Monster Protection Society is on the rise, and the situation soon spirals out of control when the public begins to take sides in the growing conflict. Then we have Volume 3 of Magic Knight Rayearth. Clamp's series has been newly translated and released, perfect for fans of Sailor Moon and She-Ra. We have Nina the Starry Bride Volume 4. With the hope of protecting Azure, Nina swears she will become the Queen of Galgada. Unfortunately, the Crown Prince of Galgada, Set, is not easy to influence. He is a wicked young man who has never known love. I cannot wait for this volume because Volume 3 finished on a cliffhanger and a surprising turn of events. We have Volume 8 of Sailor Moon Naoko Takeuchi's collection. So for Sailor Moon fans who want the manga, these being released with an updated translation and a high page count make it more affordable. This volume has 352 pages. We have a standalone called The Yearning Fox Lies in Wait. This manga is set in 1920, the 9th year of the Taisho period. Kiyo Fukasaku loves learning and studying and is ecstatic when he's admitted into the Imperial University. He cannot wait to begin his new life in the nation's capital. That is until he gets lost and finds himself on hard times on his first day in the big city. Luckily, he runs into Ozaki, an eccentric, seemingly well-off man who invites Kiyo to stay in his mansion after he learns about his financial troubles. But it turns out that Ozaki is a fox spirit who had some sort of connection to Kiyo's grandfather. We have Volume 12 of Witch Hat Italia. Coco and Agot's well-received wonders are quickly dispelled when an enormous terror descends upon the streets of Ezrest. The crowd is thrown into a frenzy, and the Knights Morales, the King, and the Wise Ones rush forth to keep destruction at bay. We have Magus of the Library Volume 7. Mulligad, a thrilling action-adventure novel in which the main character slaughters every member of the upper class, is the talk of the town. Yet not everyone is a fan. Critics campaign to have the violent book struck from shelves, causing quite a stir in the central library. As a result, Theo and the other trainees find themselves contending with the Black Text, a tomb that has catalyzed countless calamities. And that's out on the 28th of May. Origin Volume 4. Origin arrives in Kyoto, where Origin's robot brother, Gon, shows up and goes on a merciless rampage. Committed to protecting Mai, but unable to reveal his true identity, Origin must make a deal in order to find a way out of this lethal ordeal. Volume 2 of The Blue Wolves of Mibu. This series is set in 1863, the twilight of the shogunate, and Japan is on the cusp of monumental change, with political upheaval and rising tensions between masterless, wandering ronin and government samurai. It's one of the most turbulent times in Japan's history. It follows Neo, who joins the Blue Wolves of Mibu. Despite his youth and small stature, Neo begins to turn heads among the Roshigumi with his work ethic and forthright personality. But all is not well within the group. Their resources are scant, and some plot against the Roshigumi for their own interests. Tsugumi Project Volume 5. Leon and friends are back on the road to Sado, and just when things seem to be looking up, they run into a hulking winged ape with a taste for strange meat. This foe may prove too great even for Satake. We have a new series called Turns Out My Online Friend is My Real Life Boss. Hashimoto is a perfectly average salaryman, working a repetitive office job made all the worse by his stylish, straight-laced boss, Shirase, who insists everything be done by the book. Whatever he does for this perfectionist, it's just not good enough. Thankfully, Hashimoto can go home to his favourite online video game, where he can unload on the forgiving shoulders of his best friend, whom he only knows by the name Uma. The duo makes plans to meet in person, but when they do, Hashimoto is horrified by a revelation that will change his entire life. I think this sounds really good. I'm quite excited to pick this one up. One Dance Volume 9. Kaboku and Kabeya show up for their b-boy battle, where figuring out a team name is only the first of their problems. They soon find themselves running into old friends, old antagonists, and at least one fearsome dancer who seems to have it out for Kabeya. If he and Kaboku are going to make it to the top of the contest, they'll have to figure out how to understand each other on the fly, or they might just get buried in the first round. Volume 21, What Did You Eat Yesterday? This is a romance series between two middle-aged men and the moments they share over meals. This is not a fast release series. A new volume is typically released every 6 months. Moving on to the Yen Press releases, we have Volume 5 of A Business Proposal, and the big day is finally here. Taemu takes Harry to meet his grandfather, but how will he react to her? Meanwhile, Sung-hoon faces a crisis of his own when Young-soo's father confronts the secretary who dares date his daughter. I cannot wait to read this volume. We have Volume 4 of A Reincarnated Witch Spells Doom. This is about a girl who gets hit by a truck on her 18th birthday, dies, and is then reborn in a new world where magic exists. But because she's only good at explosive magic, she's shunned by the locals. In this one, Senna heads to the neighbouring Frondona Empire along with Keith. There they see the Fire Dragon King bound by magic chains. Volume 2, After We Gazed at the Starry Sky. The fateful encounter at the planetarium changed Subaru Miyazawa's life forever, because that's where he met his true love, Togo Amase, a photographer. But now Togo admits that he's planning to move away. So where does that leave Subaru? Volume 3 of Tokyo Babylon. Subaru Sumeragi is an onmyoji and the current head of the Sumeragi clan. When Subaru joins a phone call between three mysterious girls, he is startled when they declare him to be an enemy and use a mantra against him. Will he be able to get down to the bottom of things? A new series, Friday at the Italia, Volume 1. Tamaki, a woman who's grown tired with her life, is one day asked by the famous painter Shunsui Ishihara to become his model. Not just any model though, a nude model. But when she accepts without hesitation, Ishihara is taken by her peculiar response and falls for her. And so begins the misaligned love life between an oblivious girl and a handsome but extremely self-conscious artist. Glitch, Volume 3. In investigating the strange glitches happening all over the town, Minato and Akira reach the centre of a large forest, thought to be the source of the mysterious phenomenon. There they witness a strange scene right before their eyes. Another new series, Goblin Slayer, A Day in the Life of. This is a special manga adaptation of Volume 12 of the light novel series. It follows a day in the life of adventurers in the four-cornered world. Definitely one for the Goblin Slayer fans out there. Volume 2, God Bless the Mistaken. Middle schooler Con lives in a world with periodic, exceptional phenomena, more commonly known as bugs. From houses becoming mazes and objects becoming unbreakable, the world continues to be full of fun and fascinating bugs. But little do people know Con's secret is the most unusual and intriguing bug of all. Volume 4 of Handyman Saito in Another World. Locked in a battle with an extremely powerful demon, Saito and the others struggled like never before. But then the tables were turned and the battle was decided. Or so it should have been. But the demon just won't stay down, and the end is yet to come. Volume 3 of Maiden of the Needle. This series follows Yui, who is a teenage seamstress who was reincarnated into a noble family in Nuir. Yui has been successful in her endeavours and is now reading a contract made a long time ago with spiders, but the language it is written in surprises Yui. I'll say no more because of spoilers. Volume 11 of Mint Chocolate. Nanami and Kyohei's relationship has officially been busted by the family, but then their parents let slip that they've been keeping secrets too. A new series, She Likes Gays But Not Me. Jun Ando is an aloof high school student with a long-time secret. He's gay, and aside from when he's engaging in his covert affair or chatting with an online friend, He's never free to be himself. One day he catches his classmate Sei Miura buying a BL book, a small moment with major consequences. Even as his thinking starts to broaden, Jun still desperately wishes for a normal future. Normal is in quotes. But how can he have a wife, home, and biological child when he's not turned on by women? This is an unflinching story about navigating one's identity through a sea of pressure and disparagement from the outside and from within. Another new series, The Kept Man of the Princess Knights. While the beautiful Princess Arwen selflessly delves into the dungeon, searching for a way to save her kingdom, Matthew aimlessly wastes his day and her money on brothels and booze. Causing trouble wherever he goes on the rough streets of the dungeon city, Matthew is scorned by everyone, except for Arwen. When it comes to her, Matthew's loyalty may run far deeper than his deplorable reputation lets on. Another new series, The Perks of Being an S-Class Heroine. From cooking to alchemy to even brewing tea, Islet Rodaline is a certifiable child prodigy, thanks to her secret weapon. She's a transmigrator. Having purchased an insurance package at the moment of her untimely death, Islet has the perks of a top-tier support system, an item shop to fall back on. And in the world of a notoriously brutal time loop novel, she's going to need all the help she can get, because the hero is slated for an early death, and Islet may have to become an S-Class heroine herself. The Starseekers Volume 3. Between their career as an idol group and honing their magic under the guidance of the Dragon Sect, the Boys of Destiny have their work cut out for them. However, Soul's visions seem to indicate that their benefactors aren't exactly what they claim to be. Volume 3 of The Villainess Turns the Hourglass. Amid the despair caused by Oscar's rejection, Arya uncovers the truth behind his and Miel's relationship. His sister, Lady Isis, has been pulling the strings to bring them together. This means Arya has no time to wallow in self-doubt. She needs power that can rival the dukedom. And is wealth not the greatest power of all? You're gonna have to read to find out where all her plotting takes her. The World After We Fall Volume 6. Despite all the setbacks, preparations for the Abyss expedition are nearly complete. There's only one more thing to take care of before setting out, destroying the magic portal to end the Great Realm's meddling once and for all. But what was supposed to be a straightforward assault goes south when the dream demon, Serwen, appears to defend the portal. We have another new series, Tied to You Volume 1. For years, Rusio has pined after his close friend and crush, Jiseok Kang, wanting someone he knows he can never have. So when a ring of red thread appears around his finger, it feels like the universe is rubbing salt in his wound. This ring connects a person to their soulmate, and with it, neither can fall asleep when the other isn't present. The man with the other half of Rusio's set is Jingyeon Kang, Jiseok's older brother. Determined not to let Jiseok find out, Rusio avoids Jigyeon like the plague at the expense of his own health. Just when the insomnia is getting to be too much, Jigyeon swoops in with an offer. Volume 2 of Unholy Blood. Hell-bent on revenge, Hyun goes to the Red Bomb Club, where Lucy and his army lie in wait. Lucy may be an incredibly powerful angel of death, but that does little to deter Hyun from unleashing her wrath. There's just one small hitch. Detective Yuntae has caught wind of Hyun's raid, and he's headed straight over to take her into custody. Or is he? Volume 4 of What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Miso has reunited with the boy from her dreams, but much to her disappointment, there are still so many questions left unanswered. The more she digs, the more she feels things aren't adding up. Why doesn't Singyeon remember her? And what is the spider that haunts her memories? Volume 2, Witch Life in a Micro Room. Madge and Ririka are still two C-rank witches working from their ultra-tiny apartment. Jobs they couldn't do individually, like catching a flying fish and painting a witch's lighthouse, seem possible if they do them together. It's time to work hard. This series seems like a nice read with low stakes. Then we have Volume 25 of Yowamushi Pedal. There's one more day left. Tomorrow, the outcome of the Inter-High will be decided and a new champion will be crowned. Will Sahoku hold on to their title? Will Hakone regain their former glory, or will the dark horse Kyoto Fushimi steal the show? Volume 6 of Oshi no Ko. As the opening day approaches, Aqua's stage debut is marred by the trauma of his past. If he can't draw upon his own emotions, he won't be able to deliver the performance that the newly edited script requires. As onstage factions fracture the cast, he and Akane put in hours of extra work to ensure they don't disappoint the audience or lose to Kana and the top actor of theatre, Lalalai. We have Bungo Stray Dogs Official Comic Anthology Volume 1. This is the first anthology of the popular supernatural action series Bungo Stray Dogs. It features a list of guest authors, and these new Bungo stories feature everything from gags to heartwarming moments. Elden Ring Volume 3. During a terrifying trip into Caelid, Asio the Tarnished runs into Rani the Witch, the idol of the Rani fan club. He follows her advice in his search for the Great Rune and goes to the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. Encountering new people with various lessons to impart, Asio also reunites with an old friend who has a tip on how to get into the academy. Volume 3, Stray Cat and Wolf. Tamaki's and Rue's shared rooming situation has been going well, but then Tamaki gets a call that her grandmother has collapsed. Driven to visit her only remaining relative, she returns to Kanaogi village to check on her. Soon after she arrives though, a shocking truth is revealed. Moving on to the Viz media releases, we have Chojin X Volume 6, and Tokyo and his friends end up at the Tower of Mourning, home of a creepy Chojin named Zora. But who is she really, and what does she want? Volume 4 of Heartgear. General Wodan has been waiting centuries for the one thing he needs to make his dreams of the ultimate command a reality, a human biosignature. And now that Rue has fallen into his lap, he is able to rewrite the base program of every gear in Valhalla and force them to fight according to his will. The general has declared war, and Chrome must emerge victorious to have any hope of saving Rue before it's too late. We have One Punch Man Volume 28. Psychos and Tornado's psychic battle rages on, but I will say no more due to massive spoilers. Volume 2 of Tokyo These Days. Shiozawa forges ahead with an independently published manga project, but the manga creators around him are crumbling into chaos. Chosaku drinks himself into ever less productivity over worries about his career and family. A long-time creator can't discern the difference between fiction and fantasy, and Aoki disappears rather than face the deadlines for his new hit series. Volume 31 of Twin Star Exorcists. What is Gabura's true identity, and who will be willing to sacrifice everything to prevent him from killing their beloved? Meanwhile, Chinu offers Rokuro a tempting yet perilous deal to save Benio. Volume 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Stone Ocean. The true reason Hermes is in prison is revealed, and there's a big battle, but apart from that you'll have to read to find out more. Moving on to 7 Seas Entertainment releases, we have Volume 6 of My Lovey-Dovey Wife is a Stone Cold Killer. In this one, not even a pro assassin can avoid a fan. Setsuna and her hubby find new ways to spend free time together, watching movies, exercising, and even playing children's games. Between these outings and Setsuna acquiring a new admirer who follows her everywhere, the couple's days together are busy. Volume 9 of Skip and Loafer. It's the second year's last shot at a proper summer vacation, before third year responsibilities kick in. And what better way to spend it than by living it up in the country? Mitsumi and the gang are off to Ikejima, and relaxing with Mitsumi's family might just be what it takes to bring hidden feelings to light. Volume 5 of Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Tale of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court. That is a long title. The Maiden Court's blazing summer of plots and curses wanes into cooler autumn days. Keigetsu buckles down to restore the palace of Vermilion Stallion, but the seasonal change also marks a big event, the Harvest Festival, a chance for the maidens to trade the palace for the southern region in none other than Shu. A new series called Mysterious Disappearances. A novelist teams up with a demonic colleague to solve supernatural urban mysteries. In this new series where mysteries aren't just secrets, their objects. There is the elixir of the moon, which restores one's youth, the songs of another world, which must never be uttered aloud, the curious report of the enchanted land, which contains the testimonies of those who have been spirited away, and now in Tokyo, these mysteries and more are reappearing in the form of urban legends. Burnt-out novelist Ogawa Sumireko and demon boy Adashina Ren are out to collect as many as possible, but Sumireko has a knack for not just finding, but triggering the magical effects of the mysteries. Breakfast with My Two-Tailed Cat, Volume 2. After his wife died, Soichiro's cat Ni turned into a talking two-tailed nekomata to keep him company. As they share a peaceful life, Soichiro is learning how to cook with the seasonal products of the surrounding countryside. Enjoy sweet potatoes, mountain vegetables, and other delicious foods with this unusual pair. Volume 5, The Country Without Humans. The final stages of Big Basilta's plans are underway. She can claim the throne of the country without humans if she wants it, but the king won't go down without a fight. The country wavers on the edge of destruction. If you want to know how it all ends, pick up this volume, which is the last of the series. Volume 6, The NPCs in this village sim game must be real. Thanks to being selected as a player of the mysteriously realistic Village of Fate, Yoshio's life has been changed for the better. Everything seems to be going well for him these days, but a sudden real-life PvP encounter brings Yoshio head-to-head with another gamer with a strikingly dark goal. This is the last volume of the series. If you want to pick it up, it's out on the 28th of May. We have a standalone called Only the Stars Know. Sora hasn't been having a great weekend. Not only did he lose his job, but now his girlfriend's left him as well. Weighed down by misery and disappointment, he stumbles upon a stranger in the park. With a stunning meteor shower above and a friendly ear to his side, the young college student is offered a brief respite from his problems, but when the stranger leans in for a kiss, Sora is left dumbstruck. Was this chance encounter just a new problem to add to the list, or have the stars finally aligned to his favour? From Tokyo Pop, we have the genius puppeteer loves the Holy Knight fiercely. Holy Knight Gilbert is a high-ranking general captured after the end of a war, and he is bracing himself for execution, when at the last moment his life is saved by Chris, the enemy nation's master artificer and puppeteer, an arrogant, wickedly playful man who surrounds himself only with dolls of his own making. Chris claims to admire the beauty of Gilbert's soul and intends to use him to create his newest masterpiece. When Gilbert refuses to go along with Chris's plan, he is forced to choose between certain death and forsaking his faith to become an immortal doll. Hoping to buy enough time to make his escape, Gilbert instead offers himself up to Chris as a slave. But if that's the game this knight wishes to play, then Chris fully intends on toying with him until Gilbert breaks to his will. I think this is a standalone. It doesn't seem to have a volume 2. From Square Enix, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, Volume 2. An overworked salaryman and a mischievous cashier with a dual personality form an unexpected bond in this sweet and sour comedy. The office worker Sasaki is still unaware that Tayama and Yamada, his therapeutic idol, are the same woman. Sasaki and Yamada are merely customer and cashier inside the store, but as more quirky supermarket employees enter the mix, will Sasaki's relationship with Tayama begin to change? We have Wondering Witch, Volume 5. Ever since she was a little girl reading books of magic and adventure, Elena has dreamed of following in the footsteps of her childhood idol, the witch Nike, and living a life of travel. In this volume, it is full of tales of journeys taken by the girls Elena has encountered on her travels. So read to find out about Amnesia and Avilia's search for the Lily of Happiness. And that is out on the 28th of May. So those are the rest of the releases for the second half of May. There were a lot there, so I'm really sorry for how long this video is. I hope you found some interesting volumes that you want to buy. I know I definitely want to pick up a lot of these. I just need more money. I have a code for you for SciFier in the description below. Please do use it. It gets you 5% off their already reduced prices. I hope you have a lovely manga buying month, everyone. Bye!